It's a lifeline for Magnus Carlsen, who faces Vincent Keymer now.
The winner of the previous game week in this split, Vincent Keymer, when there was not many of the other top players there. He won Titled Tuesday, and there were actually 5 players at 8 points now that Hikaru was able to stop Magnus on his way to the perfect score and the way to stop Magnus of winning the tournament. But now these two both have 8 points, and either one of them can take the lead if they win. So Vincent has a lot to play for here.
That's right. And Pranav is the final player who could also get to 9 points, it looks like. But this one, if there is a winner, they will go into the final round as the favorite to win the tournament. Magnus losing with white means he has to defend with black. And I think actually he'll be pretty happy. It's a level-looking position, and it's the famous Carlsbad structure named after an old tournament from years ago. And it normally means that the white pawns are connected in this direction, black pawns are connected in the opposite direction, and it just becomes all about maneuvering. It's very locked, very slow, and Magnus likes those types of positions. Slightly better already for him. There we go. As Vincent Keymer is forced to just maneuver around. Very tough to know what to do with white. All about planning here. So I think this is a good start to the game for Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, maybe it's a blessing that you kind of have no time to recover. You just get thrown back in. No time to dwell on the blunders, the mistakes, the missed opportunities.
I feel like Magnus seems a bit affected by what happened against Hikaru. Like he has a more serious look on his face in comparison to the first rounds where he was in such a good mood.
That's true.
But one good way of getting past something like that is by winning against somebody else. And let's see if he can do it against Vincent, who's had so many wins in a row. My goodness, like he lost in round 3 against a quite unknown player to me, or a lower rated player. But since then, he has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row here. So Magnus coming from a loss, Vincent coming from 6 wins in a row. And it's incredibly important for the leaderboard as well, for Vincent's part, now that he has managed to enter the top after winning last week.
Yeah, it's fascinating because normally if you told me someone's won 6 in a row, I would say like the confidence is there. They've got all the ingredients to keep that streak going. But Magnus after a loss is another level.
Oh, okay.
Like he nearly never loses 2 games in a row, Magnus Carlsen. And I think if you look at his performance rating after a loss, it's just superhuman. It's probably 3,000 rating Magnus Carlsen. This position, in the meantime, it's again that theme of the day. It is the white pawns in the center. If you can keep them intact, connected, you're doing well. But there's pressure on those pawns, of course. The black knight is especially well stood. That being said, now the pawns have stepped forward. The light squares also a bit vulnerable as Magnus jumps in. He's hitting one rook, and whoa, is that a material gain? He's hitting the rook. That comes from an attack on the white queen as well. If the rook steps forward, the black knight jumps in to the center. Nope, that square was covered. I hallucinated for a second. But that would have been fine, but this was better. Magnus now...
We'll give you a break, David. You're coming back from Christmas.
The brain fog is real.
Yeah.
And what else is real? It's the white knight posting up on f5. Oh, this is a very tense position. I could see this going either way. Either Vincent Keymer whips up some attack on the king side, utilizing this knight somehow, maybe with a rook lift later, getting the rook across, but you need to clear some pieces out of the way. It's either that, or Magnus just starts collecting on the queen side, isolated pawn, and wins a long endgame. So we see Vincent appear.
And Magnus seeming still a little bit not hurt from the loss, but like he has a more serious look on his face.
More determined, more steadfast. Yeah, something about Magnus after a loss. It's as if he locks in even harder, focuses even better than before.
He looks like a villain.
Yeah, type of villain who wants to do damage to the enemies. As okay, Vincent's now better for the first time in a long time. I don't really see what Magnus is doing with this knight. Knights are notoriously bad on the 3rd or 6th ranks when they're kind of stared down by a pawn. There's no way to kind of go forward with this black knight. So yeah, odd decisions by Magnus Carlsen. Feels like he's jumping aimlessly into the white camp with his knights. Ooh.
Yeah, but he's spending less time doing it. Oh, and he raises his eyebrows.
What's happening there? Vincent Keymer, he's allowing this rook, which is attacked. The knight attacked as well. He's allowing the rook to take a pawn. Magnus just takes it for free. And Vincent jumps forward. This was the idea. There's a trade. The knights defend each other. I'm really surprised Vincent gave that up. I think he was imagining a nasty knight fork, but that has been covered by the black knight now.
Knights are tricky. And Magnus seems now to be very much more comfortable with the situation. He has a lot more time. He has a minute more. Vincent has been playing a little bit too slow in this game. He fears playing Magnus because he knows that there's a lot at stake here. They both have 8 points. This is the second to last round.
Yeah, this is big. And losing with white here, most likely you don't even finish top 3, let alone at the top of the standings. Ooh, Magnus, his rook was attacked. I thought he would move it, but he threw in an attack against the white queen. And now his rook's still under fire, so he has to move that piece. But if he moves this rook away, then white can take this knight and get 2 pieces for a rook. What's happening there? This is getting really complicated suddenly. Magnus shaking his head.
Oh, what is he saying?
I just hung this. For no reason. Okay, I got takes, and I got rook f2, and then I got rook b1. I'm still fine, but...
Okay, so Magnus actually did hang that. He was not on purpose, and Vincent finds that option. So now Vincent has the advantage of having a bishop and a knight in trade for a rook. 2 pieces is usually better than 1.
Yeah, but Magnus does have some short-term attack. He does have 2 pawns currently as well as the rook for the 2 pieces. So this one is hanging in the balance. I think, like Magnus said, like he's fine, but definitely not more than fine. White's queen holds everything together. Everything's protected. Everything on dark squares. And the rooks can't team up. There's just fewer of them, as you said. And, okay, queen's off the board.
Okay.
I never liked that against Magnus. Like, how many times before people learn? Don't get the queens off against Magnus. But Vincent, probably with a clock situation, feels that this is closer to ending the game.
Low on time. Magnus is spending some time now trying to figure out what is the correct path forwards here.
Can he apply pressure? He would love to bring both of his rooks down to overwhelm the first rank, but the white bishop will move and defend its rook. And that looks pretty safe, so he attacks the knight first, which retreats. I think ordinarily this would be a draw. But the clock, it's all about the clock.
And the tournament situation.
Yeah, Magnus will be ruthless. We've seen that from him. I'll never forget when we were in Stockholm, take, and we commentated on Magnus flagging Grishuk just so ruthlessly and not even showing an ounce of regret. And here we go. Magnus is at least hinting he might even take this pawn at some point later. Probably not yet. You don't want to give up your rook for bishop unless the white king's far away.
Do not trade the queen, one of the viewers writes. And Vincent maybe should have taken that advice. But he's holding on for now, but he does have a very difficult clock situation ahead of him. He has 30 seconds. Magnus has a minute.
Yeah, he might have a fortress here, Vincent Keymer. He actually wants more. He wants to go around with his knight and pick off this weak pawn. But yeah, it is an endgame. And
does he have time for that?
I don't know. The black king is coming. Magnus with his king, always so tricky. Magnus could also go back now if he wants to stop the white knight from taking any pawns. There we go. He's just going to go round in circles. He's going to eat time off Vincent's clock. I don't think Vincent's got enough left. 20 seconds is borderline in these types of positions. You need a rook on the board to give some checks or make some quick moves.
Yeah, because he has no checks, Keymer, right now.
Yeah, it's just not easy. He's just put his bishop here. Just move his king up and down now.
Yeah, that could be. Oh, but also you want to defend your knight. You could suddenly... And also, the moment you start admitting this is the only move I'm going to make, then Magnus could suddenly pick the pawn on c5 and just surprise Vincent.
Or just like bypass the en passant and hope to catch Vincent in a pre-move.
Yeah, exactly. That's even smarter, probably.
Magnus, I thought he was going the other way with
but Magnus is spending way too much time.
Wow, Vincent's pre-move.
It's evened out.
This is a totally equal position.
And it's evening out on the clocks as well. Magnus has wasted so much time. Where did his 30-second advantage go?
Wow. Magnus he pre-moves. That was so risky. And now Magnus is losing.
Oh, God.
That was such a gamble. Now Vincent's going to make a new queen. The bishop's coming.
Oh, my God.
Magnus is self-destructed. He's down on time as well. Vincent can easily pre-move this. The bishop covers the pawn. The white king is going to come in. This is game over on the board. 3 seconds, though. Vincent slowed down.
God.
2 seconds each. Vincent, what's happened?
What?
Oh, my God.
Okay. I mean, what a mess.
Wow.
No. He was being so slow there at the end. I am just absolutely losing my mind with little Tom.
Okay, you're not the only one.